The Holland Mission, a Dutch mission. Dutch. Hollandse Zending, a Hollandse Missie. 1592–1853. Was the common name of a Catholic Church missionary district in the Low Countries during and after the Protestant Reformation. History. Pre-Reformation Diocese and Archdiocese of Utrecht. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, the founding of the Diocese of Utrecht dates back to Francia, when St. Egbert of Ripon sent St. Willibrord and 11 companions on a mission to pagan Frisia. At the request of Pepin of Herstal, the Diocese of Utrecht, Latin, Diocesis Ultraectensis, was erected by Pope Sergius I in 695. In 695 Sergius consecrated Willibrord in Rome as Bishop of the Frisians. George Edmondson wrote, in Encyclopaedia Britannica, 1911 edition, that the bishops, in fact, as the result of grants of immunities by a succession of German kings, and notably by the Saxon and Franconian emperors, gradually became the temporal rulers of a dominion as great as the neighbouring counties and duchies. John Mason Neale explained, in History of the so-called Jansenist Church of Holland, that bishops became warriors rather than prelates. The duties of their pastoral office were frequently exercised by suffragans, while they themselves headed armies against the Dukes of Guelders or the Counts of Holland. Adalbold II of Utrecht must be regarded as the principal founder of the territorial possessions of the diocese, according to Albert Hauck, in New Schaff-Herzog Encyclopedia of Religious Knowledge, especially by the acquisition in 1024 and 1026 of the counties of Drenthe and Heisterbent. But the name, Bishopric of Utrecht, is not used in the article. Debitum Pastoralis Officinobus was Pope Leo X's 1517 prohibition to the Archbishop-Elector of Cologne, Herman of Wade, as legatus natus, to summon, to a court of first instance in Cologne, Philip of Burgundy, his treasurer, and his ecclesiastical and secular subjects. Leo X only confirmed a right of the Church, explained Neale, but Leo X's confirmation was providential, in respect to the future schismus year. The bishopric ended when Henry of the Palatinate resigned the see in 1528 with the consent of the cathedral chapter, and transferred his secular authority to Charles V, Holy Roman Emperor. The chapters voluntarily transferred their right of electing a bishop to Charles V, and Pope Clement VII gave his consent to the proceeding. George Edmondson wrote, in History of Holland, that Henry was compelled, in 1528, to formally surrender the temporalities of the see to Charles V. Lordship of Utrecht. The diocese was elevated to an archdiocese in 1559. It was taken from province of Cologne, in which it was a suffragan, and elevated to the rank of an archdiocese and metropolitan see. During the administration of the first archbishop, Frederick V Schenk van Tautenberg, Calvinism spread rapidly, especially among the nobility, who viewed with disfavor the endowment of the new bishoprics with the ancient and wealthy abbeys. The parish churches were attacked in the Beeldenstorm in 1566. The hanging of the 19 martyrs of Gorkum in Brielle in 1572 is an example of the persecution which Catholics suffered during the Dutch revolt in the Spanish Netherlands. The archdiocese fell in the Beeldenstorm in 1580. The collegiate churches were victims of iconoclastic attacks, and St. Martin's Cathedral, Utrecht, was severely damaged, even though approximately one-third of the people remained Roman Catholic, and in spite of a relatively great tolerance, as early as 1573, the public exercise of Catholicism was forbidden, and the cathedral was converted into a Protestant church in 1580. The cathedral chapter survived and still managed its lands and formed part of the provincial government, in the Lordship of Utrecht. The newly appointed canons, however, were always Protestants. The two successor archbishop appointed by Spain neither received canonical confirmation nor could they enter their diocese because of the state's general opposition. The archdiocese was suppressed in 1580. Walter Phillips wrote, in Encyclopaedia Britannica, 1911 edition, the last Archbishop of Utrecht, Frederick V Schenk van Tautenberg, died in 1580, a few months before the suppression of Roman Catholic public worship by William I, Prince of Orange. Suppression of dioceses, wrote Hove, takes place only in countries where the faithful and the clergy have been dispersed by persecution. The suppressed dioceses become missions, prefectures, or vicariates apostolic. This is what occurred in the Dutch Republic. Apostolic Vicariate of Batavia. The Holland Mission started when the Apostolic Vicariate was erected by Pope Clement VIII in 1592. For 2 centuries after the 1648 Peace of Westphalia, much of Holland was under apostolic vicars as mission territory, as England was in the same period, although some areas had archpriests dependent on their nuncios in Cologne and Brussels. In the early 18th century there was a grave internal conflict around the apostolic vicars Johannes van Neerkassel and Petrus Cod, who were accused of Jansenisme. This resulted in the founding of the Old Catholic Church of Utrecht in 1723. A schism of several thousands of leading Dutch Catholics breaking up with the Roman Holy See. In 1725, in a clear act of anti-Catholicism and in an attempt to divide the country's Catholics and stimulate the Old Catholic Ultrajectine organization, the States General of the Netherlands banned the apostolic vicars from the United Republic. Mission sui iuris of Batavia. The vicariate was reduced to a mission sui iuris by Pope Benedict XIII in 1727. The feudal lordship of Utrecht was disestablished where the Batavian Republic was created in 1795. There was an official freedom of religion. Churches did not have to be hidden anymore. New seminaries for priests were founded, and several monasteries were reinstated. The Holland Mission ended when the mission sui iuris was suppressed and the modern ecclesiastical province was erected in 1853. Modern Dutch ecclesiastical province of Utrecht. The modern Metropolitan Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Utrecht was erected by Pope Pius IX in 1853 from the territory of the mission during a restructuring which erected its ecclesiastical province, the sole one for the Kingdom of the Netherlands. His 1853 papal letter Exque Diacono marked the re-establishment of the episcopal hierarchy in the Netherlands. The city of Utrecht was raised once more to a Roman Catholic archdiocese and received the 4 suffragan dioceses of Haarlem, Hertogenbosch, Breda and Roermond. Johannes Zwijgson was appointed the first modern archbishop and was also apostolic administrator of the diocese of Hertogenbosch. In 1858, the cathedral chapters of the dioceses were organized and 1864 the first provincial synod was held. List of apostolic vicars. Apostolic vicars in Utrecht. Sasbouw Vosmeer, 1584–1614. Philippus Rovenius, 1614–1651. Jacobus de la Torre, 1652–1660. Boudewijn Cats, 1661–1663. Johannes van Neerkassel, 1663–1686. Petrus Cod, 1688–1704. Theodorus de Kock, 1702–1704. Gerhard Potkamp, 1705. Adam Diemen, 1707–1717. Johannes van Bijleveld, 1717 to 1725. Apostolic Vicars administrating from Brussels. Joseph Spinelli, 1725 to 1731. Vincentius Montalto, 1731 to 1732. Sylvester Valenti Gonzaga, 1732 to 1736. Franciscus Goddard, 1736 to 1737. Lucas Melchior Tempi, 1737 to 1743. Petrus Paulus Testa, 1744. Ignatius Crivelli, 1744 to 1755. Carolus Molinari, 1755 to 1763. Bartholomew Soffredini, 1763. Thomas Maria Gillini, 1763 to 1775. Joannes Antonius Maggiora, 1775 to 1776. Ignatius Busca, 1776 to 1785. Michael Corsati, 1785 to 1786. Antonius Felix Zondardari, 1786 to 1790. Caesar di Brancadoro, 1792 to 1794. Ludovicus Chambellani, 1794 to 1828. Franciscus Cappuccini, 1829 to 1831. Antonius Antonucci, 1831 to 1841. Innocentius Ferrieri, 1841 to 1847. Johannes Zwitsersen, 1847 to 1848. Carolus Belgrado, 1848 to 1853. See also: Acts of Abjuration, Counter-Reformation, 80 Years' War, Habsburg Netherlands, History of Religion in the Netherlands, William the Silent. Notes. Further reading: Ring, Trudy, Watson, Noel, Schellinger, Paul, eds. 1995. Utrecht, International Dictionary of Historic Places. 2. Chicago, Fitzroy Dearborn, p. 761. ISBN 1884964001-X. Spearts, Matthew G. 1990. Copyright 1989. Priest and layman in a minority church. The Roman Catholic Church in the Northern Netherlands 1592 to 1686. In Shields. William J. Wood. Diana. The Ministry. Clerical and Lay. 1988 Summer Meeting and the 1989 Winter Meeting of the Ecclesiastical History Society. Studies in Church History. 26. Cambridge. M.A. Blackwell. pp. 287 to 301. ISBN 9780631171935.